So we're here with Dr. Shyam. Doctor, can you tell us a bit more about yourself?
Sure. Great to be here. Just let me start my journey in sciences, I must say. So I finished my PhD from University of Texas. Then I did a fellowship training at Harvard Medical School. And after that, it was like pharmaceutical industries. Then I switched to nutrition. Right, and I realized, hey, how can I take advantage of all the sciences I studied in pharma and apply it in nutrition? So that is what I'm doing today, hardcore nutrition, but with a lot of pharma sciences built in.
Okay. And how has that influenced your research and your work?
My background has been, I must say, I never realized how useful it would be. And I already hated some of the sciences. I said, why am I studying all these things, right? So I was thinking, but now when I think about it, my God, everything connects, right? The dots always connects. And because of my wide exposure in various sciences, from informatics science to informatics technologies to biochemistry to molecular sciences, disease sciences, it all comes together because at the end of the day, we are studying human physiology, right? The impact of nutrients and nutrition. So it all connects together. So for me, it's always as I said, I really cherish, I am so grateful for all the education I got.
Now, you've been in Malaysia for some time now, and we're known for all our rich and flavorful foods. So which Malaysian foods do you find it hard to say no to?
There is you're the fried banana fritter. That is my favorite. You call it the pisang goreng, right? Yeah. So why I like it, because there is something which is similar to a dish in India, in south part of Kerala in India, and so for me I said, wow, this tastes so delish. But I know it's like not very healthy, but that is my my indulgence. But otherwise, the other thing I like about the incredible diversity, the kind of dishes you can taste, it's like I have to spend my lifetime here to really understand, because Malaysia is truly Asia. I remember the ad long ago, truly Asia, and I understood why, but only when I start settling down here, I realized, man, this is truly Asia from every perspective, right? So yeah.
Okay. So in terms of health, obviously you take good care of your health, but what does cheat day look like for you? Do you have cheat days? I'm sure you do.
Great question. If you ask me, I heard of the word cheat day for a long time, but I never tried to figure it out. What is a cheat day? So then I realized, I'm kind of, my wife says, Shyam, you're too serious about nutrition, right? You don't have a cheat day, right? So I truly don't have a cheat day, because if there's something delicious in front of me, I will eat it every day, but in portion, right? I do that. Yeah. I try to take like 1 spoonful of kheer, right? Something delish,
in moderation.
In moderation. So for me, there's no cheat day, because then I always think, cheat day. Who are you trying to cheat? Cheat myself. so I don't. Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about what you do consume. Then, for example, soy protein. How has consuming soy protein helped you in your diet?
Yeah, so soy protein, I've been researching on it for some time, and in different aspect, right? In different aspect. But I never, and again, going back to the idea that how do we connect the dots in my life, right? About protein biochemistry. I'm a protein biochemist by training, molecular scientist by training. So all these things came together, and then I realized, wow, let me study the soy protein further in detail. So I created generated a series of experiments to really identify what are those unique properties which make soy protein so incredibly unique. If you blend it with the wheat flour, it becomes incredibly soft and mushy. When you blend it with rice and ferment it, suddenly the whole product which you make with it makes even more delicious. But when you blend it with your smoothie, nothing better than that.
So what's your favorite smoothie recipe?
Favorite smoothie recipe? So I typically have 2 scoops of the soy protein. Then I have my berries, which is a must-have for me. And sometimes I do add a banana or a apple, right? And that is what I blend with, and that's pretty much it. and in soy milk.
So we've seen you do 40 push-ups in under a minute. And what's your secret to that?
Honestly, a lot of people ask me the same question because I do these push-ups quite often.
It's impressive.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. But importantly, I tell it's really not magic. It's like I started with 2 push-ups. Right? Then I started to 20. Then it just increased weekly, monthly. It took me probably 6 months to really reach 50 plus. So today, I can do 60, 65 push-ups, but really it is one small step at a time. Really nothing rocket science. If you believe in yourself, and for me, the belief is, hey, is your upper body strong enough to withstand that? Right? If I have to make my upper body strong, I have to make my arms strong, my shoulders strong. Yeah.
So let me just ask, what are you keeping it strong for? Is it to play with your kids, for example?
Yeah, I keep strong because I think someone bigger than us has given us a body to really take care of it. It is a wealth. The biggest wealth is a temple, right? It has been given to me as a gift, right? So in fact, today only I was telling my daughter, right? She said she didn't want to go swimming today. I said, think about the people who kids, who cannot swim because of the health reasons,
yes.
right? You're blessed. Guess what? Her attitude changed just like in a minute. So for me, my health is a wealth for me, so I cherish it. I try to make sure that I'm doing the best for me.
So how else do you personally set an example for your children and for your family in general?
So I'm not a big person to give advice, but they have to follow by example, right? I have to lead by example, right? So I show, so my lunch box is all of colors, right? So they see that, and so it doesn't mean they should follow that, but it's a matter of months and years of them exposed to it, rather than me telling them in a didactic fashion, hey, you need to follow this. No, it's up to them, but they will see, how I work with them, how I play with them. They see, oh wow, they link it. Oh, that is a nutritious diet, his exercise regimen, and he's able to play with me, right? So it's as simple as that.
Are they already learning about phytonutrients, for example? I didn't learn about, beta carotene at the age of 11.
You did, right?
No.
Okay. So what happened was during the COVID times, we were home, and all my meetings, they were a participant in the meeting. They will sit next to me. And they hear about phytonutrients, talking with my team, devising experiments, ideas, thoughts. So now they know so much about nutrition. Although they're 11 years old, but the way they communicate with me on nutrition, I realize because exposure, right? Just exposure, not me teaching them, hey, vitamin A, vitamin no, but they will know because they're exposed to it. That's how I quote unquote teach them.
Yeah, I think you have to more or less show, rather than tell. It's not like, A is for anthocyanins.
I never thought of that. In fact, I like that.
ABC is a phyto.
C is for vitamin C, yeah.
Yeah. So now, what other health advice do you give them then? How do you encourage them to be more active?
I encourage them to be more active by taking participation in sports, right? You participate in whatever sports you like. It is archery, it is soccer. It doesn't matter. But you need to move your body.
Yes.
You need to move your body just because again I just go back going back to the emotional need. It's never about becoming showing off, right? It's about the emotional need. That your dad can you can sit on my dad's back when I do push-ups. They sit on my back and I do push-ups.
And you do push-ups.
So for them, these are all learnings, subtle learnings which go through, right? But of course, I encourage them to eat nutritious diet. I keep nutritious diet in front of them, but I don't force them, right? So, but now they enjoy the raw broccoli, and they enjoy going out and doing the hiking with me, right? They enjoy going out, just goofing off with me, playing around, playing hide and seek. As simple as that. Keep active. That's the mantra.
Yeah. So they keep you active.
They keep me active. I keep them active.
All right. So let's talk about your wife now. So I'm sure you help around the house, and we're curious, how how can husbands help their wives who are struggling to be healthier, struggling to manage their roles as a wife and mother as well? Like,
If I go to the traditional answer, I have a traditional answer, but now I have really modified my answer after the past 2 years. And in fact, some of my customers, they came to me and asked me the same question, and there were women also. So I tell the husbands, no, you need to encourage your wife to really not to cook morning, breakfast, dinner, lunch, everything, right? You need to shut your kitchen by 5 p.m. You need to shut your kitchen by 5 p.m. Why? Because multiple benefits. You get to have quality time with your wife. You get to have a quality time working out together. Importantly, the whole idea of circadian rhythm or the intermittent fasting can also come into play, right? Can really help, right? Overall, the health benefits are tremendous. So for me, that's what I personally do. So, and in fact, when I got married to my wife, at that time she was asking me, "No, I don't want to marry to a crazy scientist because she's not from science, right?" So she was really afraid. She told her friends, "I don't know what I'm going to do." And I told her, so you don't have to cook for me. You never have to cook for me. Till today, she didn't have to cook for me. Of course, she cooks. I help her in the kitchen and everything. But formally, there's no formal cooking per se, right? For me, it's raw vegetables. And if she makes something for the kids, I share. That's how it is.
So then there's more time to focus on herself and on the family.
On the growth, on emotional growth, and on many other aspects. Food cannot be the rallying cry, but it's okay. It's not a bad thing. For occasion, for example, ice cream. We all enjoy ice cream. Fine, that's a great moment, right? But it's just one moment in time, right? There are many other moments you can cherish without food being the central part of your life.
So do you work out together? You mentioned working out.
Yeah, so we used to work out a lot together. But because of my timing, it has shifted now.
Right.
But she does it on her own. But mainly, but I used to work out a lot. I used to train her myself, quite a bit. Even now, she was asking me, "Shyam, can you train me? Can you train me?" I said, my schedule is so tight. But yeah, I try to coach her on different things, especially nutrition, on what because women particularly, they tend to lose interest in weightlifting, in muscle building, but it's so critical for girls, right? For
osteoporosis
women.
prevention.
Osteoporosis, overall health. The muscle is one critical factor of your longevity, right? It's one driver of longevity. So when we grow older, it becomes very important that you maintain your muscle strength. Right, and women inherently, they don't have muscles. Right, they have very low amount of muscle. So it's very important to develop the strength, not the muscle volume, but the strength. Right, so that's what I do. That's what I tell her.
Okay, and there she was, so scared to marry a scientist. Right?
Yeah.
So, lastly, what advice would you have given your younger self?
My younger self, I would have said, eat more healthier. Stop all those chips you had, Shyam. But I'm never a fan of sweets per se. I occasionally eat, so I'm also okay with that. But I had my peanuts as my addiction. I used to love that protein coming from peanut. So for few of those habits, but I would say focus on your exercise, build muscle, eat great protein. Plant-based protein preferably, and avoid any kind of meat-based protein. That's all. Again, everybody has to make the choice at the end of the day. But that is what I will tell my young self. Eat less dairy, eat less eggs, but follow the plant-based protein, either beans. It could be plant-based protein come from different sources, right? Multiple beans, kidney beans, green beans, everything has protein. But now with the soy protein, I enjoy the soy protein powder. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us and sharing all these wonderful suggestions with us.
Absolutely.
Okay. Good to have you.
Thank you. Thank you.